Hi guys, today is Black Friday as you probably know, so I just wanted to shoot a quick video letting you guys know what I normally purchase on Black Friday and what I've purchased this year for my blog and for my sites. So the first thing I like to upgrade when it's Black Friday is my image package with deposit photo. They always have a ton of great images and I use them for most of my sites when we're not able to shoot our own photos. Sometimes that's just not possible. And I think right now you get a 30 or 33% discount. And I will leave a link in the description to all of them. And some of these links will be affiliate links and some will not, but I will leave links to everything below. So there's deposit photos for images that I use and that I recommend. And the next thing that I purchased this year is an upgrade to my hosting plan with VPX. I use VPX for all my bigger sites. I typically move them over there when they have a good deal of traffic. And that's also what I recommend on my tools page. I've been using them for a long time and I have had no issues with them like ever. They're always super fast on the chat. They'll be there instantly and you immediately get to talk to somebody who knows what they are doing. Not just some front office dude who knows the lingo but can't really change anything. The guys you will meet on the chat up front as the first touch point will be able to do a lot of really technical stuff for you if you need that done. So that's really nice as the site gets bigger, that you know that if something's up, all of a sudden Bluehost changed some name servers for me because another plan I had with them ran out. I don't know exactly what happened. I don't even think they know what happened, but that domain was pointing to VPX and VPX was so quick and swift to just help me solve that. So there have been a few times like that where they really helped me out. So there's a link to that as well. I think the deal they have is like 3 or 4 months added to a yearly plan. So you will purchase 12 months of premium hosting and then they will add 3 or 4 months to the plan, you can say. And since I was already enrolled in a plan and I think I had like 6, 7 or 8 months left on it, they'll just extend the number of months that I had when I purchased another 12 months. They added like 16 months to my plan. So that's pretty neat. And the next thing here on my list is VPNs. If you're not using a VPN, you should if you are outside the US in order to target US traffic. So the VPNs that I use two. I use ExpressVPN and I use Surfshark. So I just use Surfshark to know how it works because that's the cheaper option that I tell you guys about. So I want to make sure that it actually works, but it works really well. But if you can't afford ExpressVPN, they just have way more locations and I think more stable. I don't know, is stabler, is that a word? But a more stable connection. And it'll just connect faster and you'll have fewer problems with it. Sometimes any VPN sometimes will just jump off and it'll say that it's on, but sometimes it'll just somehow redirect back to your own country. And you'll see that when you do Google searches, you'll see that all of a sudden you see local stuff mixed in between with the Google autocomplete. All of a sudden it will suggest something that's just around the corner or something like that. So pay attention to the language settings. If you scroll all the way to the bottom when you're doing a Google search, all the way toward the bottom of this Google search page, you'll always see where you are. And an even easier way to do and probably more fail-safe way to check that the VPN is actually doing what it should is to just type in pizza. I think it was Marie Haynes who shared this tip in a newsletter. I thought it was just so genius because if you just type in pizza on Google, it will always locate you to the nearest pizza place. And since you should be browsing from the US, with the VPN, you should see some pizza place on Manhattan or wherever you are browsing from. So that's a neat way to test your VPN. Moving on here on the list, talking about speed, you can also get good deals on VP Rocket and Short Pixel. So I use VP Rocket for all my sites that are sitting with AdThrive. And since I'm accepted into the Platinum plan with AdThrive, I can get all my sites on there regardless of how many page views. So that's pretty neat. I'm not sure it's working too well with the Zoic though, and I don't know about Mediavine. Talk to your ad network first before you install anything speed related because they will know how to solve that best on their network. So AdThrive always recommend VP Rocket. and they have their own, VP Rocket has their own recommendation for image optimization, which is not short pixel. But if you have VP Rocket installed, you'll see that option. Just use the one that they recommend. But if you're not using VP Rocket, and when I'm not using VP Rocket for my sites, I like use Short Pixel. Short Pixel is a really neat little plugin that will optimize all your images. I don't think they'll resize them, but they will compress them down to the absolute minimum format and the smallest size, which of course is a huge factor when we're talking page speed. Another deal that I sometimes get on Black Friday is Canva. I like to use Canva for a ton of things. Mostly for my thumbnails on YouTube. That's probably what gets me in there on a weekly basis. But that can also be like graphics, or if there's something that I want to, some sort of graphic that I want on a blog post. Or it can be infographics, or just a ton of things you can do with Canva. So it's pretty neat. If you want premium WordPress themes, today is also the day to get them. Personally, as you know, I've been using Astra for a long time, and I also eventually upgraded Astra just to see what it would do. And I think I did that on a Black Friday as well to get a really good discount. I ended up reverting back to the free version of Astra because I didn't really need all that extra features that came with the paid version. And also I want my code to execute as fast as possible when Google is rendering my site, of course, to get a good load speed, a good load time. So in order to do that, I didn't want all that extra code from the premium upgrade. So I believe the free version of Astra and probably most themes is a little sleeker and a little more trimmed down. So there'll just be a lot of code that needs to be there if you're using the premium. But if you need it, if you need a good theme, there are also some really good fast paid themes, like the popcorn theme that Carl Broadbent did, and there's also the Acabado theme from Income School. I tested it. I don't particularly like the Acabado theme just because to me it's a little bit too limited, and you will absolutely see instantly that this is an Income School site. Sometimes people like to go after them because they know that they don't do any link building, but more importantly, the Acabado theme is not, at least last time I checked, they're not using jQuery. And it's just a really technical little detail that means that there's some stuff that you cannot do. You can, for example, not use pop-ups or certain types of pop-ups. There are probably a lot of you guys that know a lot more about all this Java, whatever, jQuery stuff than I do. I'm definitely not a programmer. So those are the things that I would look for this Black Friday. And let us know in the comments if there's something else. Let us know really quick so we have like this little window to get some really good discounts. You can also always check on AppSumo. They have a ton of stuff. If there's something that you don't know if it's up for sale or if it's on discount right now, just check AppSumo. They go absolutely bananas on Black Friday. So yep, that's all for now. See you guys next week.